aren't incidents. They become national wounds. In September 2020, an incident on Pakistan's motorway shook the entire nation. It exposed the darkest failures of our system and raised a painful question. Was the victim failed by criminals only, or by society itself? Tonight, we tell the story of the Motorway Case, not for sensationalism, but for awareness, justice, and change. This is not just another crime story. This is a story that forced Pakistan to confront its legal system, policing failures, and societal attitudes toward victims. Our purpose today is simple: to understand what happened, to learn from it, and to ensure such injustice never happens again. In September 2020, a woman was traveling with her children on the Lahore-Sialkot motorway. Her vehicle reportedly ran out of fuel late at night. She called for help, but instead of receiving protection, she encountered criminals who exploited her vulnerability. What followed was not only a crime, it was a tragedy that exposed serious gaps in public safety. As news spread, outrage erupted across Pakistan. Social media, television, journalists, students, lawyers, everyone demanded justice. People asked, why was the motorway not properly patrolled? Why was emergency response so weak? The case quickly became a symbol of insecurity faced by women across the country. Public anger intensified when a senior police official made a controversial statement. Instead of focusing solely on criminals, his words appeared to place responsibility on the victim's choices. This triggered massive backlash. Activists, journalists, and citizens responded clearly. Responsibility lies with criminals and the system, not the victim. The conversation shifted from one crime to a national discussion on victim-blaming culture. Under intense public pressure, authorities accelerated the investigation. Suspects were identified and arrested. The case became one of the most closely followed legal proceedings in Pakistan. People were no longer just watching, they were demanding accountability. This case mattered because it highlighted three painful truths. 1. Women's safety is still fragile in many public spaces. 2. Victim blaming is deeply rooted in society. 3. Institutions must improve response systems. But it also showed something powerful. When citizens unite, their voices cannot be ignored. After this case, conversations changed. People began discussing women's safety laws, emergency response systems, respectful media reporting, consent education. Universities held discussions, journalists raised awareness, citizens demanded reforms. The tragedy forced society to reflect. This story is painful, but silence is more dangerous than discomfort. Awareness is protection, education is prevention. Every society must ask itself, are we protecting victims or protecting the silence around crime? We remember this case not to reopen wounds, but to prevent future tragedies. Justice must not only be delivered, it must be strengthened. If this documentary made you think, if it made you more aware, then share it, because awareness saves lives. Let us be a society that protects the vulnerable, not questions them. Thank you for watching.